Morning, Lewis.
In the morning, I wake up feeling no pain. Long stretches, I get to remember it. Then I see my bed is empty on one side.
Lewis, coming over to you, congratulations. It's P2 for you, so front row starts, which just goes to continue another great run of form. So tell us about how this weekend has gone so far for you and how it was out there for you in the car.
Are you speaking South African to me?
I mean, English with a South African accent,
I can't
guess.
hear. No, I can't hear anything. It's so hard to hear.
I'd love to come over, but I think the cameras are going to have to follow me.
We've got a great crowd here, by the way. Always, the weather's incredible out here in Barcelona, so gracias. It feels great to be up here with them. Honestly, this weekend's been so difficult. Missing P1 was... Normally it's okay to miss P1, but it had a huge offset. So every time, so we went into P2, I was just over a second off. And then we just didn't feel quite comfortable and up to it. And these tires only last one lap, right? So you only have 2 shots at it in each session. And even if you do a cool down lap and go again, the car balance is completely off. So it's not a good reference. So then I went to P3. And again, I was easily 4/10, 5/10 off. And I was thinking, geez, where am I going to get that pace? And I went and left the track between qualifying and between P3 and qualifying.
Where did you go?
I went back to my motorhome.
Okay.
Came back, and then Q1 I was first. And so I knew that I had good balance and I was really comfortable in that first session. Q2 was a little bit harder with traffic and everything. And then, right, these guys did a great lap, naturally. Congrats to George. But we're in a good position to be able to fight for tomorrow, so we have a race.
Well, even though it hasn't been a very straightforward weekend, as you've just pointed out for you, you're in the front row, you're P2. This is a track that we often say sort of shows us exactly what the pecking order is, a traditional circuit, and we get a great balance of what the teams have. Would you say, even though we've seen you up here quite a few times lately, that this is the true position of where Ferrari is at, ready to take on Mercedes every time?
Well, again, I think all weekend we've been kind of like 4/10 off these guys, and so we really, even with the upgrade, we thought that maybe that's where we were. So, but for us to be that close less than a tenth between us, shows just, it's a real showing of the hard work that everyone at the factory has done to bring these upgrades to this track. And so big thank you to everyone back in Maranello. And yeah, we just got to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep developing. And I'm hoping tomorrow we can squeeze some more out of this and hopefully keep up with these guys for once.
Okay, well,
Close the curtain. Sweating, shaking all over. Imagine you're here. I'm looking up at the door. I'm a better man with your love than without. Stuck in the seal. May never make it out. In the morning, I'm wondering how I'm gonna get through the night. Sick and weary, only your love's gonna make it right. Yeah, only your love, only your
Lewis, what a lap. Talk of thinking for tomorrow, a long, hot race ahead of everyone, but a great opportunity ahead, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I feel fit, so that's not going to be a problem. I think the challenge on the long run we had was the degradation was, for us, from our reading, was like double what we anticipated coming into the weekend. And whether or not that's the same tomorrow, now there's more grip on the track. But yeah, degradation is going to be key, and track position is important here as well, you know. I think it's still, because it's so hot, following's very hard because you have less downforce, your tires are overheating, and so just tire management tomorrow is going to be key, and striking the right balance with the wing settings you have and all the settings you do. So, but I have every confidence in my team. Oh, it's huge, absolutely, it's so huge. Like I've even shocked myself. Even Ange was, she was like, oh, I'm so surprised. And I've been with Ange for years, and it's impossible to surprise her now because we've been together for so long. But P1, obviously I missed P1. P2, I was miles away, over a second. I thought, okay, I'll be okay for P3. P3, I'm still like half a second away, and I'm like, whoa. I was very anxious going into the qualifying session, and I was like, I've got to figure out how to close that gap. I can see it on the data, but having the confidence in the car to do what you need to close the gap but then be ahead is a real challenge. And you know, the team did a fantastic job firstly, and I think the setup change we made was great. This is the best qualifying we've had. We had obviously an upgrade this weekend, which I you know, incredibly thankful to the team because they really are pushing. Well, it's not easy battling two drivers.
No es fácil pelear contra dos pilotos del mismo equipo. Sin duda es un reto. Creo que ellos pueden jugar con la estrategia, pueden realmente jugar con eso, y eso nos dificulta las cosas cuando estamos solos, comparado con cuando somos dos compañeros. Tengo que averiguar cómo hacerlo, y si tenemos el ritmo para seguirles, es algo que tendremos que averiguar.
It's also so great to see you happy again. How do you explain this? Last year was a lot of struggle. You went through a lot and you were really fighting. And then now it seems like you're on a roll. How do you explain that?
How long you got? There's a lot to unpack there, and you just have to wait till I do a documentary and I'll tell you all that went on.
Lewis, really well done, I think. I mean, closest to a Grand Prix pole you've been with Ferrari, only 700ths off the Mercedes. I know you're a perfectionist, but you have to count that a good day at the office.
Definitely. I mean, I really surprised myself. I really wasn't expecting to be fighting for the front row. I was trying to explain earlier, I've been trying to explain that normally when you miss P1, you are a bit on the back foot, but not so bad. You can usually recover. This has been the hardest to, like, P1, P2, for example, I was 1.1 seconds off. And then I was like, okay, I'll come back in P3. P3, I'm still half a second off of Charles, 7/10 off P1. So I was like, this is not my weekend. But I stepped away from the track in between P3 and qualifying, which I never ever do. I don't think I've ever done that. I was like, I got to get out of here. I went back to my motorhome, came back, and just recalibrate myself. And I felt Q1, round one, the car felt fantastic. On top of that, it really comes down to also the team have been working so hard. I'm so thankful to the guys who brought everyone back at the factory. They've worked so hard to bring these upgrades. But even with that, we're still behind Mercedes. I'm happy that we're close, but they're still so strong. I mean, geez. Even with a good lap, they're still just so. There's a lot of work to do to get ahead of these guys. It's going to take a perfect. It's going to take a perfect job from all of us tomorrow to be able to fight these guys for a win.
Yeah, well, listen, you're knocking on the door for that first Ferrari Grand Prix win. It is a long run to turn one. I mean, we know there'll be tyre degradation. Are those the key ways to maybe win this, get that first Ferrari Grand Prix win?
Tyre management tomorrow is going to be crucial. It always is here, particularly the track's like 50 degrees. It's crazy because yesterday you're just sliding around the most I've ever felt here. And degradation was double what we anticipated. But I think the car is in a better place. To utilize I hope that tomorrow means that we have less deg, and obviously I'm battling two Mercedes, which will be harder on strategy. It is a long way down to turn one, so I mean we need a good start tomorrow. Of all starts, that's the one you need to get right, so we can the car where it needs to be.
We wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Forse ti trovo un pochino deluso perché non avevi batteria verso la fine del giro, ma pensi che la tua prestazione sia stata fantastica e che la tua macchina fosse fantastica? Beh, innanzitutto non sono deluso, ero un secondo e un decimo dietro nelle prove libere. No, dico deluso perché so che ti sei sentito vicinissimo alla pole position. No, sono molto felice, onestamente. Devo poi riesaminare i dati perché c'è sempre qualcosina che puoi guadagnare qua e là, però come team innanzitutto bisogna ringraziare enormemente tutto il team in fabbrica per aver portato questi aggiornamenti, perché è davvero grandioso vedere quanto stanno innovando e quanto ci stiamo evolvendo come team. Questo fa davvero una grande differenza quando andiamo in pista e io la percepisco. Ovviamente la Mercedes è fortissima, per cui batterli non è affatto semplice. Oggi però ne abbiamo battuto uno dei due e domani dobbiamo battere anche l'altro. Sarà un compito difficile perché hanno vinto tutte le gare quest'anno, però non è impossibile. Penso che ci vorrà una prestazione assolutamente perfetta da parte di tutti noi domani. La strategia, la mia guida, la partenza, il bilanciamento, il degrado, la gestione delle gomme, ma voglio provare a fare qualcosa di speciale domani. Tu e il team penso che abbiate fatto un passo avanti nelle prestazioni anche della vettura. Pensi che questa macchina possa vincere questa gara o anche altre gare? Questa macchina vincerà sicuramente delle gare, ne sono sicuro. Per il percorso di sviluppo che stiamo intraprendendo, la direzione che stiamo percorrendo, la sinergia che abbiamo e quanto duramente stiamo lavorando, sono sicuro che a un certo punto potremo lottare per una vittoria. Spero che sia domani perché non siamo mai stati così vicini. Penso che la Mercedes in generale hanno spazzato via tutti gli altri nelle gare perché hanno qualcosina in più in gara quest'anno, però spero davvero che domani posso fare qualcosina in più per aiutare il team. No, sono molto felice, onestamente. Devo poi riesaminare i dati perché c'è sempre qualcosina che puoi guadagnare qua e là, però come team innanzitutto bisogna ringraziare enormemente tutto il team in fabbrica per aver portato questi aggiornamenti, perché è davvero grandioso vedere quanto stanno innovando e quanto ci stiamo evolvendo come team. Questo fa davvero una grande differenza quando andiamo in pista e io la percepisco. Ovviamente la Mercedes è fortissima, per cui batterli non è affatto semplice. Oggi però ne abbiamo battuto uno dei due e domani dobbiamo battere anche l'altro. Sarà un compito difficile perché hanno vinto tutte le gare quest'anno, però non è impossibile. Penso che ci vorrà una prestazione assolutamente perfetta a partire di tutti noi domani. La strategia, la mia guida, la partenza, il bilanciamento, il degrado, la gestione delle gomme, ma voglio provare a fare qualcosa di speciale domani.
Ti aspettavi Hamilton, cioè il tuo amico e pilota Hamilton così vicino?
Il mio vecchio amico, non vecchio di anno, di vecchio di lungo.
Se no si arrabbia.
Sì, si arrabbia. No, è molto giovane. No, io ho sempre detto che quando lui si sente bene, se la testa funziona e ha una macchina che lui piace da guidare, va veloce. Certo, abbiamo visto oggi, fine del giro, se non fa questo piccolo errore sul pole di 1 decimo e mezzo.
Just a little, take me along the way. Won't you visit? Won't you stop by to stay? I'm up there.
A very warm welcome to the top 3 qualifiers for the FIA Formula One Barcelona Catalunya Grand Prix. In third place, Kimi Antonelli. In second place, Lewis Hamilton, and taking the 10th pole position of his Formula One career and his third of 2026, our pole sitter, George. Lewis, if we could come to you now. George says you surprised everyone with your pace. Was it a surprise to you and Ferrari?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a very, very tricky weekend for me personally. Really struggled to get on pace after missing P1. Never been so down before in the sense of the gap between Charles and I and to everybody else. So it was, half second to 8/10. I think it was 1 second in 1 session to the front row. So that was I needed to make a huge leap going into qualifying, and I really needed to. I knew where the time was. It was just having the confidence in the car, in the rear of the car, and I think we did a really good job making adjustments. But this is really down to everyone back at the factory. They've been working so hard. We kind of know where our North Star is, and for them to bring this upgrade here this weekend, I can't thank them enough for the hard work that they put in to bring it, because it's a competition between all the teams to who can bring the most, and It's helped us close the gap. The car felt great in qualifying. Obviously, they're still so quick, the Mercedes. So we still have work to do to fully close the gap, or at least get ahead. But I'm really hoping that tomorrow we can. It would be nice for us for once to be able to hold on to them, but we'll see.
Lewis, we saw the problems Charles had in Q3. Just tell us more about what it's like to drive this upgraded Ferrari on the limit. Is it tricky?
I think just these cars in general, it is tricky. I think, I mean, for me, the car felt really good. We basically had the exact same setup now in quali, and Charles been quick all weekend. I think on the data, I think I was braking very late into turn 4, and which had been visible. And I think Charles probably tried to carry a lot of speed into that corner, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. But he's still going to be really quick in the race. I think from the car standpoint, I think we're just constantly trying to strike that perfect balance, which is inevitably almost impossible to ever find, but you're trying to get closer and closer, and these tires are very peaky. There's a small window that the fronts and the rears work, and you over push in turn 1, 2 and 3, and then you're struggling through 4 and the rest of the lap. So it's the finest line that I can remember ever being, to get every ounce of the car's performance out on track. But I've been really happy with the progress that we made in terms of the balance. Of course, we can always continue to improve.
You're going to start the race in a Mercedes sandwich. Just How tricky is it for you tomorrow? Do you think you can genuinely challenge these guys?
I definitely will be challenging without my teammate within the group. But, you know, it's been done before, so I think really it's a long way down to turn one for one on the dirty side, which is not the greatest. But these guys I think were really quick on the long runs, as they have been all year. So I have no idea whether I'll be able to keep up, but we'll find out tomorrow.
Right. Lewis, thank you very much.
Jake Boxall, Local Autosport. A question for all three if possible. Kimi, you've kind of already touched on the strategic variation and degradation, but just how much variation are we going to see tomorrow? Because I think I was looking at some long runs a little bit earlier in the weekend. It seemed like the mediums were dropping off after like maybe 12 laps or so. Are we looking at 2-stop, 3-stop? What can we expect tomorrow? Thank you.
Lewis, anything you can add on strategy tomorrow? Tyre wear?
I think the tyre wear, did you say it was double? It was like the deg was like double than what we expected, so maybe not for these guys.
I said it was a 1-stop.
Yeah. It's half stop, yeah. No, I think it's, when we did we come into the weekend with an expectation of what the tyre's going to be, and for us, we had twice the amount of deg, so it'll be interesting to see if that's improved going into tomorrow. But yeah, it's going to be at least a 2.
Okay, next one, please. Yeah, Luke.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. Lewis, just given in light of today's result, your first front row with Ferrari, your growing confidence, does tomorrow feel like your best chance yet of getting that first win in red?
I mean, this is the closest I've been to the front in quali, right? So I'm going to give it a go. You know, still, what's clear is what we're doing is it's working. We're improving as a team. I think clearly, I mean, these guys just seem to have extra in the pocket every time we bring an upgrade. They're still ahead. So we've got some work ahead of us to. I don't know when they're going to bring something else again. Maybe the next race or whatever. So it's going to be swapping and changing. But it's great for us to. This is the closest we've been pace-wise, I think, in quali. And as I said, just I'm so grateful to the guys back at the team. I've seen how focused and how hard everyone's working, and everyone's just quiet and goes about their business and is just so passionate. But I really want them to know how thankful I am, because it felt great out there to put a lap together and see that we're, that close, that this early, we're still early in the season, so the fight is on.
Thank you, Lewis. Next.
Ed Straw, the race. One for you, Lewis. You mentioned on the radio that you lost a little bit in turn 1 on that last lap. Can you just talk through that? And although it was a small loss, could it have been enough to have you sat in the middle rather than in P2?
I mean, I need to go look at the data. I haven't seen the sectors. But basically, we're in the garage because we went out and started the first lap, and then obviously with the red flag we came in. I think I did more, I did basically the whole first sector. I think these guys, maybe you didn't get the whole sector in, so the tires were a bit fresher. We had a big debate in the garage. They put on new tires and we're going to wait to do 1 lap, and I was saying to them that I want to go out on this tire and get a benchmark, sort of, not a benchmark, but at least a reference lap in. And they're like, no, let's just go out for 1. And I was like, no, take these new tires off, put the reference ones on. And then I went out, and I had the tires had dropped off significantly already. I mean, from 1 lap to the next lap, it's usually around half a second or 0.8 or something like that. So they had already dropped off half a second. So anyways, I was happy I got that, but whether or not they're right or not. So when I went into turn 1, I gunned it. I probably went in too deep. I had massive understeer and went quite wide on the exit of 1, which meant 2 was slower than normal. These guys are flat through 3. You flat through 3?
No.
So half a tenth to a tenth, I would assume. But I'll look at the data. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, thanks. Any more? Yes.
L'équipe, question to Lewis. What do you still miss to have a victorious car tomorrow compared to the Mercedes?
Well, tomorrow's not done yet, so I think for pole and for us to get ahead, I think obviously we missed a little bit of power or deployment. So it seems like we're a little bit closer this weekend than normal, but there are areas where they just where we tail off at the end of going into turn 4, for example. They just pull a little bit more, and it's just little small bits through the lap. Overall, I think it's the rear end can always get better, and that's what I'm always asking for, is more real downforce. That's the driver's dream, is always to have more rear. And these guys have had it really solid at the back for some time. So yeah, so I'll keep asking for that, and I think it's just also this refining kind of through corner balance.
Okay, thanks, Lewis. Next, yep, another one.
Matteo Senatore, Formula Passion. Question for Lewis. You made Lewis, you made a great improvement from yesterday to today. What kind of adjustment you did in the team for so a great qualifying session, the best you had?
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't believe once I came around and lost P1 in Q1. The gap was so big, and I was thinking all weekend, I'm just, why am I half a second off? And I just was just a bit down everywhere. I struggled through 3, struggled through turn 9, and having that confidence in that high speed. But the engineers did a great job with the small adjustments on the setup. Before, for the first time actually ever, I left the track between P3 and qualifying. I was like, I got to get out of here, and I went back to my motorhome. And I was on the engineer call just on my phone, but I kind of went away and had a bit of a reset, came back, and I was able to somehow get back on it. So yeah, whatever I did, it worked.
Thank you. Yep, we'll leave it there. Very well done, gentlemen. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you very much.